Non-local rubber processors have petitioned the government to urgently regulate the export of raw rubber. They warn that the practice is crippling domestic processing companies and threatening jobs across the value chain. In a petition addressed to the Ministries of Food and Agric, as well as Trade and Industry plus the Finance Ministry, the processors argue that the uncontrolled export of raw rubber has created acute shortage for local factories, forcing many of them to operate far below capacity, while others face possible shutdowns. There is more in the following report.
According to the petitioners, Ghana's rubber industry was developed to support value addition and industrial growth, but the increasing export of unprocessed rubber is undermining that objective. They say foreign buyers, backed by stronger purchasing power, are driving up prices locally, making it difficult for domestic processors to compete. The group notes that local factories depend heavily on steady supplies of raw rubber from outgrower farmers and plantations, and disruptions in supply could lead to job losses, reduced tax revenue, and the collapse of investments made under government industrialization programs. In an interview, the secretary for the Rubber Processors Association of Ghana, Peria Champon, called on government to introduce policy measures that prioritize local processing, including restrictions or a temporary ban on the export of raw rubber, as well as incentives to encourage value addition within the country.
The data is clear that we have more installed processing capacity than the raw material available. And so there's no point in allowing the export of raw rubber. Government has stated in the budget for 2026 that it's going to restrict. The president has always said about we need to move into a value addition. So we feel that clearly the authorities need to take the steps to stop the export of raw rubber and allow us to process everything in Ghana before exporting raw. However, one thing is that somebody might say people are exporting raw rubber, maybe it's about pricing, but when you look at the data, ECG sets the minimum price, and all the local processors in Ghana pay above the minimum purchase price to the farmer that ECG says. In terms of pricing, there's nothing like to say, oh, the farmers are being cheated. And the farmer could be cheated when he buys below the TCDA price. And that's because because the TCDA price, the minimum price, is through an airline.